Today you felt a subtle presence, like a breeze that touches the soul and awakens dormant memories. Sometimes the past returns like a silent call, bringing with it the echo of someone who couldn't forget you. There is a heart that still carries the weight of unresolved choices, someone who, between tears and remorse, realizes what was lost when you were no longer by their side. There is no more denying it. This person is suffering intensely, as if each day without you is a burden. The absence was, perhaps, the bitterest lesson they could experience. No matter how much they tried to move on, the memories keep coming back, like a film that won't stop playing in their mind. In the silence of their nights, regret is a constant visitor, bringing to the surface the unspoken words, the hugs that fell short, and everything that could have been done differently. This person feels the pain of a love not fully lived, and it is at this point that the truth begins to emerge. No matter how much they tried to flee, there is a bond between you that seems impossible to break. Perhaps pride spoke louder at many moments. Perhaps words were chosen without care, resulting in deep wounds that have not completely healed. Even so, their soul seems to search for you, as if lost in a world where you are not. Sometimes it is in the moment of loss that the true value of a person is revealed. And now, without you, their life is a pale reflection of what it once was. The small joys you once shared have turned into painful memories. The laughter that once echoed is now replaced by a frightening silence. And this person is finally understanding that perhaps they let slip something that cannot be replaced. You can even feel this energy, even from a distance, a sudden thought, an unexpected dream, or a feeling of déjà vu that reminds you of a time when everything seemed simpler. This is no coincidence. It's her soul trying in some way to reconnect with yours. There is an invisible thread that still keeps you connected, even though your paths have taken different directions. Her regret is profound, but at the same time, it seems too late. Now the tears flow not only for everything that was lost, but for what could have been built if there had been more time, more patience, and especially more love. This person feels an intense desire to go back to the past, to rewrite the story, and to have a chance to make everything right. However, time does not allow for such returns, and the only option left is to face reality. This person's heart is heavy, each beat a reminder that you were the missing piece in their life. As much as they tried to seek solace in other arms, the void remained. It wasn't a matter of replacement, because you are irreplaceable. You were unique in their life, a significant presence that shaped part of who they are today. And now, amid the suffering, they begin to understand that true love does not fade easily. Perhaps at some point this person desperately tried to move on, seeking ways to numb the pain. But deep down, they always knew that you were irreplaceable. Regret is a powerful force, and it's as if each wrong choice they made is being revisited one by one, like a list of mistakes that cannot be corrected anymore. At this moment, her soul cries for redemption, for a chance to tell you what she couldn't at the right time. Pride, stubbornness, harsh words, all of this is something she wishes she could undo. She would like to hold your hand one more time and look into your eyes, hoping that there is still a place in your heart that can welcome her. Life is not always fair, and regret can be a cruel teacher. But this person now is aware that full happiness was never achieved without you. The nights are long and lonely, the days seem empty, and every second is a reminder that the choice to leave you was perhaps the biggest mistake of her life. The pain she feels is a reflection of the love that still exists, but which has been buried under hurt and misunderstandings over time, and you, who still have such a strong connection with her, feel that something is different. Even though you have moved on, there is something inside you that responds to this silent call. It's not about reliving the past, but understanding that sometimes the heart cries out for answers that were not given. This person is indeed suffering, and this can be a sign that there are still emotional issues between you. However, do not be mistaken. The decision to go back or not is yours. You have the power to choose your path, to move forward even if her regret is deep. She needs to understand that her actions have consequences and that love cannot be sustained by remorse alone. Love requires presence, care, attention, and she will need to prove that she is capable of offering this if she wants to have any chance of reclaiming what was lost. You are in a moment of clarity, where everything around you begins to make more sense. The pieces of the puzzle fit together, and you realize that the universe has a peculiar way of revealing the truths that were previously hidden. But what now? Are you willing to make room for this unexpected return? Is it worth giving another chance to someone who is now consumed by regret and suffering? This person, who once seemed so sure of their choices, is now facing a confrontation with their own conscience. It is as if each day away from you is a punishment imposed by their own heart. No matter how much they tried to resist the desire to reach out to you, the barriers they created to protect themselves were torn down by the love that doesn't easily fade. After all, when a feeling is true, it withstands time, distance, and even mistakes. You may feel divided. After all, it is not easy to reopen doors that were closed after so much pain and disappointment. But it is also not easy to ignore the intensity of this regret that seems to scream for a new chance. This person is willing to show vulnerability, to admit the mistakes that were once masked by pride. They are willing to strip off the masks and show you the most genuine side of their being, a side you might have never fully known. Even so, you must be careful. Regret, no matter how genuine, cannot be the only reason for you to reconsider the past. Love needs to be more than a desire to fix what was broken. It must be a conscious choice to build something new based on truth and mutual respect. This person is suffering, yes, but that does not mean the return will be easy or guaranteed. A real effort will be necessary to heal the wounds you both carry. Time, though relentless, can also be an ally in healing. And perhaps during this time of separation, you have discovered parts of yourself that were previously dormant. You may have realized that despite the pain, you are stronger than you imagined, more resilient than you believed. And now, with this sign of regret, you have the opportunity to decide consciously and maturely what you truly want for the future. It's not about moving forward blindly or impulsively giving in to the past. It's about recognizing that relationships are complex and that true love does not dissolve easily. If you feel that there is still a bond worth exploring, that there are still feelings that need to be expressed, then perhaps it's worth giving this regretful person another chance. However, do not forget yourself in this process. Your well-being is fundamental. Do not allow someone else's regret to become a burden on your shoulders. If you decide to give another chance, let it be with an open heart, but also with discernment. Ensure that this person is truly willing to make the necessary changes, correct the past mistakes, and treat you with the respect and dedication you deserve. You are a person of value and should not accept less than that. Someone's regret should not be a reason for you to settle for crumbs of love. If this person truly wishes to win back your heart, they will need to prove it with consistent actions, genuine demonstrations of love, and above all, the willingness to face the challenges that arise along the way. Perhaps it is time for a sincere reunion, a deep dialogue where both of you can express your feelings and perspectives without fear of judgment. A meeting of souls that, despite mistakes, are still connected on a level that transcends circumstances. If you feel there is still something to be experienced with this person, allow yourself to be vulnerable, but stay true to your principles and the love you have for yourself. Your story may have taken a detour, but that doesn't mean it is destined to end. True love can indeed overcome adversities, but only if both are willing to fight for it, to rebuild the bonds of trust, and to maintain the commitment not to repeat past mistakes. As this person sinks deeper into their own regret, the intensity of the feeling seems to invade every space of their mind and heart. It is an inescapable cycle of memories and unresolved feelings, where each memory becomes a pain, and each pain is a memory that cannot be erased. For them, it is as if the past is a persistent shadow, present even in the most mundane things of daily life. A song you used to listen to, a place you used to go together, a familiar smell that suddenly appears in the air. Everything becomes a trigger for longing, a reminder of what could have been. In this deep regret, they now see clearly what previously seemed just an insignificant detail. Those small acts of kindness you offered spontaneously, the way you knew how to listen, the comfort your presence provided, all of this was underestimated. Today they realize that your absence is more than just physical. It is an emotional void that, no matter how much they try to fill it, seems beyond any attempt at distraction or new connection. The loneliness they feel is not just from being without you, but from understanding how essential you were to their emotional well-being. And while she suffers, you also face an internal challenge. Your heart, which was once completely given, now carries scars that make it more cautious. Maybe you have learned to better protect your emotions, to be more selective with whom you allow into your life. And this person, who now finds herself so remorseful, knows that she will have to deal with a version of you that is stronger and more aware of your own needs. It will not be an easy return, neither for her nor for you. But perhaps this is exactly the opportunity for both to reach a new level of understanding and maturity. She feels, however, that she is racing against time. The fear of losing you forever is real and drives her to want to act, even if she is not sure how to start. The words she would like to say seem so difficult to pronounce. After all, how do you ask for forgiveness for something that should have been avoided? How do you justify choices that hurt the person you loved most? The fear of a definitive no is terrifying, but not more than the pain of continuing to live with the uncertainty of what could have happened if she had acted differently. In this scenario, the choice to open the door for this return is yours. You can decide to forgive and start over, or you can move forward with the certainty that you did everything you could at the right time. Perhaps the true lesson lies in recognizing the limits of what love can or cannot endure. Love is strong, yes, but it is also fragile and needs more than regret to blossom again. It requires commitment, a willingness to face reality as it is, and a sincere desire to correct the winding paths that led to the separation. Reconciliation, if you choose it, will require patience, honesty, and above all, a deep acceptance of both parties' imperfections. This person needs to understand that regret, no matter how genuine, is not a guarantee of forgiveness or reconciliation. They will need to demonstrate, through consistent actions, that they are willing to correct their mistakes and rebuild the trust that has been shaken. And you, in turn, will have to decide if you are ready to lower your guard and allow this person back into your life. It's a choice that requires courage, not just to face the possible failure of a new attempt, but also to confront the wounds that have not yet fully healed. However, it can also be an opportunity to experience a more conscious, more mature love that develops from the lessons of the past. This person knows it won't be easy. They know they will have to deal with distrust, with the pain they caused, and with your desire for protection. They are willing to do what it takes to try to regain your trust and want to prove that they have learned from their own mistakes. Their suffering is real, but it cannot be the reason for you to stop prioritizing yourself. If you decide to start over, do it for yourself, for what you still feel, and not just to ease someone's regret. At this moment, you find yourself at a crucial point in your emotional journey. It is not just a choice between moving forward or revisiting the past, but a decision about who you are and what you truly desire for your heart. On one side, there is the repentant person, the one who now finds themselves facing the mirror of truth, confronting their own mistakes and realizing the depth of everything they lost by letting you go. On the other side, there is you, stronger and more aware than ever, understanding that true love requires reciprocity and mutual respect. This person, driven by regret and the pain of absence, now desperately desires a new chance to correct what was done wrong. She feels every moment of separation like an open wound, a constant pain that echoes in her thoughts. However, this quest for return will only be valid if she is truly willing to show with actions and sincerity that she has learned from the past and is willing to build a new chapter with you. It's not enough to just have words of regret. Commitment and real change are necessary for love to bloom again. And you, who have been through so much, are in a position of power. You are no longer the person who was undervalued. You have evolved, discovered yourself, and realized that your worth is immeasurable. Therefore, be honest with yourself about what you desire. Do not feel obligated to accept the return out of compassion or pity for the other's suffering. Do this only if there is still love in your heart, a love that is willing to forgive, restart, and trust again. However, if the decision is to move forward, allow yourself that freedom without regrets. Sometimes forgiveness is necessary, not to allow the return, but to free yourself from a past that can no longer be changed. Self-love should be the priority, and any decision made should be based on your emotional well-being. If you choose to give a new chance, do it with clarity, honesty, and the certainty that both are truly willing to make this relationship work this time. Given all this, the big question that remains is it worth betting again on a love that has already hurt you, but also brought moments of intense happiness? And above all, does this person deserve the opportunity to try to win you back? These are questions that only you can answer. After all, you are the protagonist of this story and have the power to choose the next chapter. Now I want to hear your opinion. Do you believe that sincere regret can be enough to rebuild a relationship? Have you ever experienced something similar, where the past called you back with promises of a new beginning? Leave your comment and share your experience. And if this reflection touched you in some way, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss more content like this, full of emotion, depth, and sincerity. And of course, don't forget to leave your like, as it helps us continue bringing messages that speak directly to your heart.